The Art of Memory Transformation. Sarah stared at the box in her closet. It was filled with Max's collar, his favorite squeaky ball, dozens of photos, and even his little sweater. For 3 months, she couldn't even look at it without crying. But yesterday, something changed. Instead of seeing reminders of loss, she saw materials for something beautiful, something that would honor Max's memory without breaking her heart. Sarah had discovered what we're talking about today, the art of memory transformation. Welcome to Week 5, Transforming Memories. Welcome back to Week 5 of From Guilt to Grace. I'm so proud of you for making it this far in your healing journey. Over the past 4 weeks, you've validated your grief, released the guilt spiral, crafted your sacred goodbye ceremony, and completed your 3-day closure ritual. Now it's time for something beautiful. It's time to transform those painful memories into lasting legacy. Today, we're exploring how to channel your grief into creative expression, how to turn the weight of loss into meaningful projects that celebrate your pet's life. This isn't about rushing into happiness. This is about honoring your bond in ways that bring peace instead of pain. Why creative expression heals grief. Breaking thought loops. Let me explain something important about grief and creativity. When we lose someone we love, our brain gets stuck in loops, the same painful thoughts, the same regretful memories, the same what-if scenarios. But creativity interrupts these loops, from rumination to creation. When you're focused on creating something meaningful, arranging photos, writing stories, planting a garden, your brain shifts from rumination to creation, from dwelling to building. This isn't distraction. This is transformation. The science behind creative healing. Research from the American Art Therapy Association shows that creative activities reduce cortisol levels, that stress hormone that keeps you in constant emotional pain. Creating literally calms your nervous system. More importantly, creative projects give you agency. Instead of feeling powerless in your grief, you become the author of your pet's legacy. You're not just missing them, you're actively honoring them. The 4 types of memory projects. Now let's talk about the different ways you can transform your memories. I've organized these into 4 categories, so you can choose what feels right for your heart and your skill level. Type 1. Visual legacy projects. Photo books. These are projects that help you see your pet's life story in new ways. Photo books, but not just random pictures thrown together. I'm talking about intentional storytelling. Maybe a day in the life book showing their morning routine, their favorite nap spots, their silly habits. Memory videos, or a memory video set to their favorite song. Yes, pets have favorite songs. Max always perked up when Sarah played jazz. Creative art. You could create art, even if you're not an artist. Paw print impressions in clay. A painted portrait from their favorite photo. Even a simple collage of magazine pictures that represent their personality. Type 2. Written legacy projects. Maybe you're more of a words person. Write their story, their origin story, how you found each other, their personality quirks, the funny things they did that only you would remember. Write letters to them. Letters they never got to hear. Thank you letters. Apology letters. Love letters. Create a gratitude journal specifically about them. 100 things you're grateful they taught you. 100 moments that made you smile. Some people write children's books about their pets. Others write poems. There's no wrong way to capture their essence in words. Type 3. Living memorial projects. Memorial gardens. Plant a memorial garden with their favorite flowers, or flowers that remind you of their personality. Sunflowers for the happy dogs. Roses for the regal cats. Wildflowers for the free spirits. Charitable donations. Make donations in their name to animal shelters. Some people set up monthly contributions. Others volunteer in their pet's honor. Memory jars. Create a memory jar where you write down a favorite memory once a week. Over time, you'll have a collection of joy to read when you miss them. These are projects that keep growing, that stay alive in the world. Type 4. Practical legacy projects. Sometimes the most healing projects are the ones that help other pets. Turn their favorite blanket into pillows for shelter animals. Donate their unused food and toys with a note about who they're from. Some people create memory boxes for other grieving pet parents. Cards, tissues, candles, maybe a book that helped them. They become grief angels for others walking this path. The key is choosing a project that matches your energy level and creative comfort zone. You don't have to be Pinterest perfect. You just have to be intentional. The sacred versus overwhelming balance. Here's something crucial I need you to understand. understand. There's a difference between honoring and overwhelming yourself. Some people think they need to create massive monuments to their pet's memory. They exhaust themselves with complex projects that drain their energy instead of healing their hearts. That's not what we're doing here. We're creating manageable projects that feel loving, not burdensome. Ask yourself, does this project fill my heart or empty it? Start small, grow with love. If you're feeling pressured, overwhelmed, or like you're not doing enough, pause, scale back, choose something smaller. Remember Sarah? She didn't start with the elaborate scrapbook. She started by choosing her 10 favorite photos of Max and arranging them on her desk. Simple, meaningful, manageable. Once that felt good, she added more, but she started small. Your creative healing should feel like a warm hug, not a heavy weight. Working with their belongings mindfully. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, their belongings. That collar hanging by the door. The food bowl you can't bring yourself to wash. The bed that still smells like them. Creative projects can help transform these triggering objects into comforting ones. But timing matters, and your emotional readiness matters more than any timeline someone else gives you. Transforming belongings. When you're ready, transform with care. Some ideas for when you're ready. Turn their collar into a bookmark with their photo attached. Use their favorite blanket as backing for a memory quilt. Plant flowers in their food bowl. Honor your timeline. But here's the important part. You get to decide when you're ready. You get to decide what stays and what gets transformed. You get to decide what brings comfort and what still brings tears. No deadlines. There's no rush. Your healing doesn't have a deadline. Some belongings might become part of creative projects now. Others might need to wait. Some might never be ready for transformation, and that's okay too. Trust your instincts. Trust your timeline. Trust your heart. Starting your legacy project today. Feel into your energy. Are you feeling creative and energized? Or are you still in a tender, low-energy space? Both are valid. Both have perfect projects waiting. High energy might mean photo books or garden projects. Low energy might mean simple memory jars or choosing photos for a small frame. Consider your natural gifts. Are you a writer, a photographer, someone who loves working with your hands, someone who prefers digital projects? Start with what feels natural. You can always expand later. Set a realistic timeline. This isn't a race. Some projects take an afternoon, others unfold over months. Both are perfect. Choose something you can complete without stress. Success builds on success. Preparing for your project. Gather your materials mindfully. If you're doing a photo project, gather photos when you're feeling stable, not when you're in a grief wave. If you're writing, set up your space with tissues and water and soft lighting. Honor that this work touches your heart. Create with love, not pressure. Remember, this is about love, not perfection. This is about connection, not achievement. If emotions come up while you're creating, let them. That's part of the healing. If you need to stop and come back later, do that. Your project will wait for you. Clear action step. Choose one legacy project that calls to your heart. Not the one you think you should do. Not the most impressive one. The one that makes you feel closer to your pet when you imagine it. Maybe it's gathering 10 photos for a small album. Maybe it's writing a letter you never got to send. Maybe it's planting one flower in a pot by your window. Start small. Start with love. Start today. In your workbook, you'll find templates for all 4 types of projects I mentioned. Choose one. Gather your materials. Set aside 30 minutes this week to begin. That's it. Just begin. Closing. Remember, you're not trying to capture their entire life in one project. You're creating one meaningful expression of your love. Your pet's legacy isn't contained in what you make. Their legacy lives in your heart, in the joy they brought you, in the love they taught you. These projects are just beautiful ways to honor that legacy, ways to transform the weight of missing them into the lightness of celebrating them. You're not trying to stop missing them. You're learning to miss them with love instead of devastation. And that, my dear friend, is the art of memory transformation. I'll see you in lesson 5.2, where we'll talk about what to do with their belongings when you're ready. Until then, create with love, create with gentleness, create from your heart. You've got this.